Lesbian Proliferation, Part 1, Multiply. That we may multiply and be fruitful. We produce more sons and daughters, born unto mothers, never rocked by fathers, and if by chance she held his hand, he either fled or left long before his time. Just couldn't believe the pain inside was real. Just couldn't believe a real man hurt. So Daddy searched in vain for the one thing that made his thing feel complete, and I stand here in my cargo shorts and Vita thinking, I can be a better man. I can show him. I can teach him. I can show him how to love, the softness, the gentleness he wouldn't stop to embrace. He fled, ghost, white like cotton, and we girls share in between the songs and the monkey bars behind the trees. We showed and told of the deepest memories, and I began to love my sisters, 'cause I knew there would always be a few out there like me, lingering eyes fixed just a little too long. Cute little snicker when she sees a thickum with thighs and a mean ass shape. I'm looking for a good sister to forever make good love, earthquake shake, lifetime love. To be fruitful and multiply dreams, making black nightmares, daydreaming realities. Go to sleep next to her, wake up with a dream growing inside her womb, a vision, a plan for us to reign and rule. And we followed in your footsteps, no longer deviating, united for one reason, to multiply. So I guess earlier, I wrote this poem a long time ago, and you can see some of the issues that I was thinking about, both within my personal life and within the lives of other people that I had come across. And that was that they didn't want to have a baby because their father wasn't there, and they knew that it would be a situation with two mothers. And I guess in my effort of this poem, I was trying to relay the fact that, yeah, I know that, you know, you have these issues where you feel that a father wasn't there, but there are men out there to be a support and are supporters of women with children, and understand their role as men, and understand that it is their role to help another man-child, whether it's their man-child or not. And they are responsible for them, just like there are those of us that are females that take on the role of maternal provider and protector, even though those aren't necessarily our children. But yeah, it's always gonna be a few thickums out there. You would see them, you snicker, but you know, even then, that was, you know, my beginning stages of writing and my beginning stages of realizing who I am. Even then, it was to multiply dreams, to be fruitful in terms of what put out into the earth. Because there's so many hurting people out here. And I don't want there to be another generation that hurt from the same pains if I do know how to begin to talk about it. Might not necessarily have a solution, but to begin the talking process about the things that women have faced, heterosexual, lesbian, pansexual, trisexual. I don't know. There's so many sexualisms out there. Don't even get me started, because I don't even know all of them. But whatever your sexual preference is, But if you're a woman and you still believe in yourself as a woman, if you're a woman and you still can tap into that feminine energy and are comfortable with tapping into that, let's talk about this, because there's a lot of people out there hurting. And I think the dream is to multiply more women that are comfortable with themselves and lovers of themselves. And I don't think the way that I love myself is perverse, and I don't think the way in which I love other women is perverse. I think the way in which I love myself and other women is actually a healing process unto us. And if you look at my poetry, and if you know me personally, and you've talked to me, and you've talked to me about, my perspective, there's nothing perverse about it. It's a matter of learning how to mature with time and mature with being, and listen. My great strengths come from, my grandmothers and aunts and cousins and people that I met randomly, teachers, said things that seemed so random in my life and I didn't understand them. And probably at the time, sometimes it felt like a hurt. Somebody say something to you, that hurt. You know what I'm saying? She got the nerve to say that about me. She don't even know me. You don't even know me like that. You try to talk to me, or you know me, but that still don't give you the right to talk to me about like that, and it hurts. But then now looking back, some of the things Grandma said, Auntie said, this one said, that one said, it was to toughen me up, to let me know that things were gonna be tough out there. Now I don't get on the right to be dogfully hateful, but that's all things that we learn in tactfulness. And Southern women got their tactful ways of saying what they got to say. They got their way of getting their point across. And grandmother and mothers and aunts and women of my life have certainly made their points. And I guess I gather the greatest point is to always multiply. Even if you look at the Bible as an example, everybody talk about it escapes me. Whenever you want to talk about something, it escapes you a little bit. I'm going to fit it in. Virtuous woman. Psalms 30 woman. 30 and 5, virtuous woman. Talk about the virtuous woman and what it takes to be a virtuous woman. She was a gatekeeper. She was known about, she did these things that made both her family, her children proud, father of her children proud, those sort of things. Okay, but we have to understand the guiding premise of the story, the parable, the allegory, the principle of it. And that is that you have to be out there always trying to multiply. And whether that be something where you multiply more people to love themselves and the world around them, clean up your community, get involved, whether you do those type of things, or you have people who are on a deeper mission and they're needing help with drugs, alcohol, chemical dependency, self-mutilation, self-hatred on whatever level. And they find themselves doing all kinds of things, taking drugs that are street pushed as well as prescriptionally given to you by mental health as well as your general health doctors. That keep us disillusioned. And keep us from dealing with self and facing self. Multiply. I'm just trying to multiply the good vibes out there. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love you. You.